Michael, thank you for being here. We're obviously so excited to have you.
My pleasure being here. Thank you.
Yeah, well, I have a bunch of questions for you, but before I dive into all of these, I want to give a little context to everyone here around why we asked you to be here at Oktane. So hopefully all of you know that the theme of Oktane this year is It's Possible. And that's really what we do both in technology and in cybersecurity. We challenge ourselves all the time to make what is considered impossible today possible. And you are someone who embodies making the impossible possible through your career and your life. So with that, that's why we have you here.
Thank you.
But that's all a little bit heavy. All right, so we'll save that for the end. Let's start with something lighter.
Heavy in the future.
Exactly. So why don't we start? How has your year been this year, and especially your summer?
It's been a good year. It's been a really good year. A few years ago, I wrote a book. A couple of years ago, I wrote a book called my book was the book they have for the future. Another book. Anyway, it'll come in saying Parkinson's pops in now. Anyway, it was about I wanted to write a cranky book. I've written all these happy books. Optimism. Being important to me, optimism is essential energy in my life, but I wanted to write a book about we came out of COVID, during some shut in, and I wanted to write. That's why I wrote this book during COVID, and I came out of it, and I broke my arm, fell in it, broke my arm, shattered it, and thought, why am I eliminating this? Why am I telling me the limits to be eliminated? Sucks. I'm not learning. My kids were with a broken arm. No one's here. Even if I could get my arm, I could. Now manipulate the phone. It was a terrible thing. But it led me to a good thing, which was to say that I found gratitude. I understood the power of gratitude. The side came to me that with gratitude, optimism is sustainable. If you don't have gratitude, you'll never achieve optimism, and you'll never work it into your life in a successful way. So apparently the book is strange. Somebody help me out. Nina. Hey, I'm sorry.
That's okay. Well, why don't we?
This is a first. You see a first. Mind warp.
That's okay. Well, how about the summer you were on stage with Coldplay?
Yeah.
That was amazing. I saw the clips online.
Yeah, that's the thing I was going to say about it, I'll lead into that, is that I looked at it from the other way, which is to say, if humanity was history and it actually happens, lived it twice. Why do that? Focus on possibilities of things and potential just to be aware of and to avoid, but mostly just be open to everything. So I went to England to Coldplay asked me to go, and then very forward-thinking, big guys, asked me to go and potentially play a song for them, and I said, I pressed my hand out. It was the other thing that happened after I broke my arm, broke my shoulder, broke my face, all separate actions, someone's Parkinson's, you fall a lot. So I was kind of, I didn't know how I was going to do this, but Chris Martin kept saying, you'll be great. And I said, I can't play. He said, man, no way. and so I played Fish Shoot, which was a really great Coldplay song. And I had to say, I was playing I'm missing a lot of things. I'm sure that's it. But there was a great part in rehearsal where they changed, they modulated and they kick it up. And so I was just in rehearsal, I was just goofing around. Went like that. well, I couldn't really turn my lap. And they noticed that. And they sort of like did it again. No one asked me about it. So then in the performance, you know that part, I slipped that cord through my lap, and explosion sound. Everything flying out there, amazing. I felt like I could feel 200,000 people sucking the breath, moving forward. So amazing. And the next day we were cruising around the grounds of alcohol, but we have a last day, great festival. And I was sitting there in my wheelchair, and my assistant said to me, look behind you, look at the sign behind you. And I said, sign behind me? I was in the middle of the field. I didn't know where there could be a sign. The other end of the field, huge, was a sign that said, optimism is a political act. And I thought, wow, that's what I'm doing here. I can't play, right? I can do a lot of things, roam around, I'd like to, but I could reinforce that idea that we're all positive agents of change. We can all do great things. We just have to concentrate on gratitude and opportunity and positioning and passion. And I've seen it happen in my own life. Where, I'm going to be jumping ahead in the questions, but
That's okay. You can do what you want.
I can't remember my damn book. It's driving me crazy. It's insane. So anyway, well, anyway.
Okay, I will ask the next question. All right, so I'm a huge fan. I nerd out a lot on your movies, but let's go back to your early days, very, very early days when you first, before Family Ties, before all of that. What did you think was possible when you first moved to Hollywood?
Oh, I had no idea. I assumed that it was possible that I did that in the first place. It was a very, give you background on me. Short, sorry. My father was in the military. My mother was a payroll clerk. I had 3 sisters and a brother. And we lived in Canada in, that's what Chilliwack was in, base. And I think I was sort of my dad, so you get the idea of what kind of guy he was. Great guy, but issues. And one of my favorite stories about him when I was a kid was, we really wanted college TV. In 1969, we had no college TV. And there was, we wanted to watch The Wonderful World of Disney. Oh, they called it The Wonderful World of Color. They called it that. But you could prove it by us. We had black and white TV. And every Sunday night, we and my dad, Joel, tried to get him to buy us college TV. And he said, and one day, Danny, first night I pushed, God damn it, get the car. So he said, oh, get in the goddamn car. So we all get up, we go in the car. He stretches out, he said a word, goes through a little rise in the hill. And then this military house is all the same. It's all exactly the same house. And he looks down the right, you can see the house. Pointing at it, you see the colors dancing through the window. We're watching Wonderful World of Disney. And it was amazing. And he goes, do you know why they have college? They had 2 less goddamn kids. And that was it. Okay, got it. So my and I was a really rebellious kid. Rebellious, but I just say, your plans for me had no consequence. I mean, I didn't need anything. I was gonna do what I was gonna do, and I was always moving, and then in school, and I became a smart kid who was a bad student. I probably had some issues, but I had a lot of issues, but I had some learning issues. But I was sure the science, the studies teacher said, I can explain the Marshall Plan to you, but I'm not going to write a paper on it. It's not happening, I'm not going to do it. And so then I started acting, doing music. I got into a television show in Canada, and then started doing theater. And then one thing led to another. On my 18th birthday, I dropped out of high school. My 18th birthday, I went down to the States, got an agent right away, and started working. So for 3 years I was working, I was doing, I really had money, I had no money. I literally was dumpster diving. I figured out what day the bakery, the the market basket supermarket across the street. When I was looking at it, I knew what day they threw out all the old baked goods. So I get there and put a cloth on with you, hear the rat smell. And really, I glue it. And then I started working. I remember sitting one day at work, watching these young actors. And I don't mean this in a bad way. I don't mean I mean, it's horrible. But I remember looking at them and thinking, why am I gonna make it and they're not gonna make it? Why? I knew it was something to me. I didn't know what they were in it for. It must have been tough. They were really good actors. They were really good people. But I just knew. And within 2 years, I had the one television show, the number 2 television show, the one movie, number 2 movie, and 7 more happened.
Amazing.
What? This is crazy. My book that I swear to God I wrote every word in. No time like the future.
All right.
I didn't give this to you, but I'm going to keep this.
Yeah. I feel like I should have had it in my notes, Michael, so I apologize.
I'm writing a new book right now, and it's called Future Boy, and I know that. And that's probably why I couldn't get 9 million things in my head. We did a bunch of interviews. I wanted to do a book on the subject of doing both show and movie at the same time. If I don't know if it's not a documentary still, but the director David Goodheim and the director Michael Clark came up with this great concept where they showed in a kind of stylized way that I would go to Paramount from 9:30, 10 o'clock in the morning to about 5 or 6, and I get in the car and go over to Universal till about 2 in the morning, 3 in the morning. Get driven back to my apartment, they dumped it in bed, come the next morning, pick me up, take me to Paramount. And I did that for 3 months. And it was pretty intense, but it kind of a memory loss.
Well, there you go. Well, actually, still is what I wanted to talk about next, so that's perfect. I love the documentary. I've watched it twice. If any of you haven't seen Still on Apple TV, I highly recommend it. It's amazing. One of the things that I picked up on there, you talked a little bit about that some actors are drawn into the field because they get to put on a mask and cover up some of their insecurities. You want to talk a little bit about that?
Yeah, well, I made the remark, kind of a good remark, that actors, they want to be themselves, they want to be somebody else. But you always have to maintain that core of who you are. So you never get away from it. It's to say that, especially wherever you go, there you are. If you, so what acting allows you to do is to exhibit but not own, or own but not exhibit. I mean, you're playing against or playing with, and so it's just a great exercise for people that don't know who they are. I think they're very balanced actors. They're very smart, and I'm not saying actors are crazy. I'm just saying you don't do it because you're 100% behind who you are. You want to explore other points of view and other experiences, but behind the safety of a mask. I say we have a mutual agreement that this is not me, and I have as much me into it as I want to. I have some protection, but acting is a strange thing. So I always say acting is a tough thing to do, and it's very hard to be professional. And I would say, my kids are going to be actors. I have 4 kids now, and none of them are actors. One of them's doing a play this weekend. But I'm so disappointed in it. Like, why are you actors? You said you didn't want to listen to me? I don't listen to me. It's your dad.
Well, with that, my next question, Okta. Okta is an identity company, and when I think about you, you obviously have a fantastic sense of humor, not just in your films and TV, but really in your interviews I've seen. Has humor always been a part of your core identity?
Yeah, well, I used to know my father. It just always was a way to communicate, and I always feel like, in anything that happens, what's the funny part? Like, what is the meaning in anything that happens? And I love that truism that comedy is tragedy plus time. It's great. It's so much work. It gives us a way to look at things from a safe remove and kind of sneak up on it and get there. But humor is my favorite way of communicating. It's gentle. Humor can be very rough, but that's necessary too. I'm a little worried right now with comedy's kind of pulling back a little bit because people are afraid that everything we say is not what we mean, and everything we mean is not what we say. But that's a big responsibility to understand that on both the person communicating and receiving it. It's an element of trust. We've lost a lot of trust in what people are saying and when they're telling us the truth. I mean, you guys know about that from working tech. It's a big dilemma. Because you have to be able to say something you don't mean and have the person know that you don't mean it. But create an opening for them to get in and see their truth. And I always, my wife always asks me all the time about, I'll say, it's a joke, it's a joke. She said, missing the funny part. And because I said something the other day that was really supposed to go with Tracy, kind of rolled her eyes. I said, Tracy thinks all my jokes are on a loop. And she said, it's getting shorter.
Well, on the topic of humor, I got some inside information from your team. And they said that, this being a part of your core identity and who you are, that you have a fun story about the first time you met Princess Diana.
Oh.
Would you be okay sharing that?
Yeah, well, they did when they did a world premiere for Back to the Future, 1986, 5 maybe. And so I went over to England and we all got in this line, we all dressed up tuxedos and stuff. And this little guy, he's funny, he was a cartoon character, named Mr. Bean. And he came and gave us all the protocol and made sure we observed all the niceties and did all the appropriate genuflecting we had to do. And I was Canadian, so I thought I had some skin in the game. my princess. We meet everybody, and all goes well, and I managed to screw up poorly. And then I go, they say something in the theater, person in her seats, and as they're now saying to the DJ on the phone, the seat next to mine is still vacant. And it occurred to me that there was Sustained in that seat. Sure enough, the lights start to dim, and she walks in down my house, she looks amazing. Smoking on it. And she sits down beside me. Well, first of all, we have all these rules, like the guy gives the protocol rules. You can't stand unless they stand. You can't speak unless they speak to you. You can't turn your back on them. And I was like, come on, but enough to me worrying or there's something up. So I had her beside me, and the lights went out, and I realized I'm like one fake yawn. But they was just really like, it was really intense. So now we exchanged some messages. She speaks to me first and said something about I had slippers with foxes on. She like those, and she had about $10 million for the jewelry hanging on her head like that. And so the movie starts, and the credits roll. I have to go to the bathroom really bad. And I think, what do you do? I can't talk to her. I can't say, excuse me, man, I have to go to the loo. I couldn't get up. I couldn't get two feet up. I couldn't turn around and legs. I turn my back on her. So I was moving, walking. So I just sucked it out. I just sucked it out. And it was painful 2 hours ago.
Okay, so you didn't go to the bathroom?
But she looked for a lot, and it was just, that was it. It was great.
All right. Well, thank you. Thank you for sharing. All right. Well, one of the reasons why we come to events like this is to be inspired, right? That's one of the reasons why I love these kinds of conferences. Can you talk a little bit about the people in your life who continue to inspire you?
Sure. That story, by the way, I believe it's in my book, No Time Like the Future. Okay, so the people that inspire me. Yeah, I mean, there are people that just, public figures. Muhammad Ali was a great personality and a real important, say friend. I spent a lot of time with him, but he was too great to be my friend. Like he was very nice to be, very friendly, and would probably describe me as his friend, but he was just so, I just lost my ability to speak and to hang out. And there's a name named Freddie Roach. What we'd say today is a big boxing corner, a big boxing trainer, and his Parkinson's. And then just people like my brother who raised his son in his 40s now, when he raised with spina bifida and cerebral palsy, and just anytime anybody told me how brave I was, I just thought it must be for me. And Tracy would just went to my brother, which stays a hero of mine. And well, so, the person I admire most, the person I made up, is the person that say a lady in her 60s goes to the supermarket and can't get her purse open, they can't get coupons together, and checkout person looking at her funny, it's all done, and she gets a cart, she moves out to the parking lot, and a cop there and sees her, a wee man, and he gets up and gives her a hard time until he finds out she has Parkinson's, and then he says, "Oh, that's what Michael Fox has." That's amazing privilege for me to provide that touchstone to people with my set of issues, and just know that we're part of a big machine. We're a big family, and he goes, "Why? We're all family. We're all looking out for each other." That's what having this has been a real drag in a lot of ways. I didn't expect it. I didn't. Some of the things were moving on a lot smoother path. And then at 29, I was saying I was part of it. And my whole world changed. One of the cool things happened 7 years later when I made my diagnosis public. Was I kind of, in the early days of online, good chat rooms with Parkinson's, and I found to a person that really happy that I had Parkinson's. And I thought, well, that sucks. but then I got it, yeah, I'd be happy too. And I thought, well, that not only is an honest admission on their part, it's also a sign to me that I can't just sit back and not do anything. I have no grand concept of what I'm capable of, rather than any respect. I have any great ideas, I have any great approach. I just knew I didn't get people who were smarter than me keep close, and that was the present Casey. A lot of people that are really smarter than me. And with the power of those people, we launched this foundation. And initially we were very into the idea of research. We just wanted to fund research. We wanted to messing with insurance issues or FDA or any of the other things that involve participation. So we thought if we could procure it, that would be enough. But as we evolved, we realized we really couldn't do without patient involvement, and we really didn't want to do without patient involvement. They inspired us. They showed up for our clinical trials, and anytime we needed to put our finger on the pulse of what's happening in the Parkinson's community, they responded, and it's been an amazing run.
I think that's so amazing too with your foundation, what you just said, you focus on, yes, a cure is one thing, but focusing on helping people battling with Parkinson's, like in their daily lives, what's happening right now, I think that's so important.
And then help themselves.
Yeah.
And when you feel the ages of their own adventure experience. But I'd say this to people sometimes, they talk with a doctor and doctor didn't understand this. You have to understand, the doctor's not the expert on Parkinson's. You're in the room with your doctor. He's not the expert, you're the expert. You're in this. Notice I said he. If I said she's it.
Well, on that, I have a question about when you were first diagnosed with Parkinson's, or maybe in the 7 years, and then with that. Did you feel that you had to redefine your identity after the diagnosis?
I didn't have to redefine it, I just had to be open to it. And I even discovered nothing so aggressive. I kind of emptied all the stuff out. And just let everything out. I said in one of my books, Lucky Man. First up, easy to remember. That I spent 8 hours in the bathtub, literally trying to keep my head below water. I just wanted to keep down wherever all of those sounds were muted and all the movements were neutralized by the water. It was just a really weird time. And I was drinking more because I was actually diagnosed, and it seemed like a good idea. Not a good idea. And I think to tell the story quickly, and Mr. Tracy, I came home one night from Oktane in June of 1992, and I fell asleep on my sofa, and I woke up and 2 beers spilled on the floor next to the sofa. My son was falling on my head. He was 3. And I loved him so much, but I just wanted him off my head. And when the light was coming in the window, really hot, in the summer afternoon, eastern wind full of sunlight, and I opened my eyes, I kept feet on the floor, and my eyes, I saw my wife's feet, shoes on. She was going somewhere, and I where's she going? Going to work? And I looked, I panned up, I expected to beat her face and have her be really angry, disappointed, maybe crying. But her face was just indifferent, it was blank. And she said, is this what you want? Is this who you want to be? And I was so frightened in that moment, and called her that afternoon and said, if you knew what I could talk about, I'll talk to you. And I haven't had a drink since. Very scary wife.
Wait, it's good motivation. That actually is where I want to go with my next question. So, in the documentary, and still, there are so many lovely scenes of you and your family. I think of this scene with...
Those are the rentals.
Well, they're very good actors. You did a good job with casting.
They're like good actors.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. I remember that. Okay. But when you're all in the kitchen and you're teasing each other and being playful, it's so obvious the love they have for you and the love you have for them. One of the things that I struggle with, and I don't always do a great job of, is balancing my career and the family. My husband is actually here today, so that's great. I'm very happy with that. But how do you balance the career and the family?
I don't know. I don't think it's something no one with any preconceived notions that if you do this, it'll be better, or there's nothing prescriptive out there that will speak to your issue. You just have to go where your heart takes you, and you want to do the right thing for your family, but you have to do the right thing for you too. So I have to have a good partner to work those issues out with you. And I think there's be room for all the love. And the stuff that we squeeze out to be the non-loving stuff, the competitive stuff, and the judgmental stuff, and the self-loathing, and all that stuff. That just we have a thing in our foundation. Someone in the material they gave me, it was the motto of this group. this meeting, you know, I don't know what it was, but it reminded me of ours, which was ours is purity of motive. Anytime we're with the foundation, I think we're doing anything, it's just so purity of motive. What are we trying to get done here? And why are we doing what and to what end? And you should always keep your eye on what's pure and what's, we're not doing the, you know, we start a foundation for making money or to make ourselves famous. So already famous. It was the first thing from my mind. I was going to call it pedicure, and Tracy said, pedicure? She said, oh, like a state box foundation. So I did, and it just always threw on what you want to do. So if you're trying to launch your career and your family, and something makes itself clear. If you're open to it and you just see what's there. If you refuse to see that your partner is game isolated because you're doing a lot of personal pronouns around, and not enough we's and necessary. And it'll come clear. It's just love. It's the way everything love. And I think, and it's always happened for me, is that if I'm just dedicated to it, and my family always love my family. Nothing will get in the way of my family is I'm trying to prove to them that I love them. I think it's really messy. It's very stagey. But the great thing is to do, I always love to believe in spontaneity. And so there are things that, as far as my children, I love to do things that one my son was really young, one time he went out of school, and he was in the tub, and he wouldn't get out of the tub. And so I went in, I was all dressed for work, and then I sat down in the toilet and talked to him, and I took out my shoes, took out my socks, and I just got in the tub with him. Like, this is silly, isn't it? You're supposed to understand I'm supposed to go to work. And whatever it cost us, not much. He had a teacher named Miss Mello, and I said, call her Miss Nomer, see what she says. Miss Mello, she was Mello. He said, Miss Nomer. So yeah. But parenting was a real. Your kids?
Yeah, I have two kids. I have a 10-year-old and a 12-year-old.
Oh, you're very terrific about it.
Yeah.
Your kid's better.
Yeah. Thank you. I appreciate it. Does it get worse before it gets better?
Well, my kids got better.
Okay. Wonderful. All right, I think we have time for just a couple more. I have to ask this question as a fan. Out of your whole career, what role are you most proud of?
It's easy to say Marty McFly. It's easy to say Alex Keaton. They're two fun, amazing characters that were given to me. And great. I really I played the Louis Canning on the show called Good Life. It was really fun. It was this lawyer who had a Parkinsonian condition, who was not shy at all about using it to sway the views of jurors. And it was really, and it really made me think about what you talk about how we set our past and how we do things. Like he was a really slick, clever guy who was very successful, and like I said, would manipulate jurors and always play the Parkinson's card really good. And he was a really fine guy. I was sitting with him. That guy had to be in a lot of pain, and I would think, how do we express the pain that we feel with illness, with chronic disease, or anything? And I just think that's that you start out with creating identity. Create an identity and hide behind it. You can just be who you are, and plus purpose. That's whatever you have. And we all have a plus. We're all plus one at this party.
All right, now time for that heavy question I promised you from the very beginning. So everyone in this room has different definitions of what's possible for us in our lives. What does it's possible mean to you? What's possible for Michael J. Fox?
let's be glib about it, but everything's possible. Everything's possible. It's just, I love this thing that I'm not no student of it, so I don't know if there's a whole thing that goes with it. It said people have about manifesting things. I don't like the purely magical concept of that magical thing it makes. But if you really focus your attention, your love, your energy on something, there's no reason that it can't happen. I mean, things happen every day that are amazing. And I always think of the brain, the preoccupation, like, and the cognitive things, as you can tell with the book thing. I do by the cognition fairy. Every now and then I just have to move on. So that idea of what's possible is just I said anything. Enough things can get in our way that want us to think about that thing, that judgment or fear or expectation. But that's the thing. Acceptance. Acceptance and not expectation. The more I can accept it, I can accept that I have problems. I doesn't mean I have to. Doesn't mean I'm resigned to. Doesn't mean I can't change it. It just means it is what it is. And then I go by changing the truth prediction. You have to acknowledge and accept the reality of things before you can endeavor to change them. And then I find I can meet it with equal force. I'm at least pushing it to its raw. And opening the floor for other people to get in. And hopefully there are possibilities. Please, they help for it. And hopefully we'll all converge into a big agreement. And life will get a little bit easier. But it's what's the thing I say? My kids, technically kids and things you say to them. I used to say my kids be going to go to the elevator, live in New York, apartment. And just as the door was closing, I go, choose to be happy. I can hear their eyeballs roll. And they would tell me the story. They tell me the story of what was troubling them at the time. And usually some thing like somebody took this or a teacher didn't do this. And I'd say, I heard this thing the Times said. And they gave me eyeballs ready to roll. I read the thing the Times said about a lady in Mozambique who got caught in the floods. Her village was totally wiped out with floods. And she clutched onto a tree to not be swept away. And the thing was she was pregnant. And she climbed up into this tree, and while she was waiting for the helicopter to come, she could hear helicopters rescuing people. She delivered her baby. And so when my daughter would tell me about how Wendy stole her homework, I'd say, a lady had a baby in a tree. What do you got?
Michael, I love that. Anything's possible. I think back to when I was 13, watching your movies every single day of my summer. I never would have thought I'd be here having a conversation with you. So thank you so much. I'm so sad that we are out of time. I could talk to you all day, but I want to say thank you to everyone here being here at Oktane this week. We've had an incredible time. There are still breakout sessions left, so make sure you see those this afternoon. A huge thanks to all of our sponsors for making Oktane happen. We so appreciate it. One more round of applause for Mr. Michael Gayford.